backs now. We're going through the biggest right backs from the biggest clubs. I think I've got 14 right backs to go through. We have a conversation. We're going to have the best right back in S tier, and then we'll obviously funnel it down all the way through A, B, C, and D. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I want to call it, we're going to be doing right back. So let's get into it. Now, Pedro Porro. Immediately, I'm going to put Pedro Porro in A tier. I think Pedro Porro is a very, very good right back. Has very good qualities, defensively very, very sound, can get forward, had a really impressive World Cup, signed a new deal with Spurs. I think he actually is a really quite impressive right back. If you look at sort of defensive ability, there's a period where it could have been questioned. However, I do think he's got that quality. As a right back, I think, for Spurs, they're going through sort of new managers. He's going to be coming after that impressive World Cup that he had. I think he's going to be starting a lot of those games. I think if there was anything that I would say that he needs to prove on, if anything, would probably be his defensive game. However, he is pretty decent at that. He's got a great cross on him as well. And also, he's chipped in with a few goals. So, yeah, great player. I think he is a really good right back. Someone that actually won at United. I think he's got all the attributes you look at: pace, quality. Sometimes he gets caught out of position. I think in the last season, he's gone on to that extra level, and he has been really, really good. Marcus Llorente now plays for Atletico Madrid. Not the worst sort of right back that I've seen. Defensively very good. I believe he used to be a midfielder. Then has filled in at right back for Atletico, and then has been there ever since. Very good right back. Defensively sound. Good on the ball. Has experience. If I had to put him anywhere, I'll probably put him B tier for now. I think that's probably the best position for him. Again, we could move him forward. Now, Jeremy Frimpong. I'm going to put Frimpong in C straight away. The reason why I'm putting Frimpong in C, he's just not a right back, is he? Whenever you see the best of him, whenever I've watched him, at Leverkusen he obviously played at right wing back. For Liverpool, he's played games at right back, but under Slot and I think Iraola, he's going to be used further forward. He's got that electrifying pace. So in terms of if I'm ranking right backs, he has to go in that C tier for me. I think he has got a lot of good qualities. He's got a great cross on him. He's one of those older right wingers. You don't really see right-footed players playing the right-hand side anymore. But he's got blistering pace, can defend well and get forward. But I think he is just more of an attacking player than he is a defensive player. And for that reason, I would have to put him in C. Reece James, wow. When Reece James is fit, I honestly think he's unstoppable. He could be up there, one of the best right backs. I think defensively very, very strong. Technically on the ball, he's unbelievable. His cross is one of the best. And it was that season, I think it was 21-22, he was unbelievable for Chelsea. I think he would have had a great World Cup if he could stay fit. And that is the only sort of concern I have with Reece James. I think he starts for most clubs in the world, and he is a really, really good right back. So I'm putting Reece James into A tier. I think he's very, very good. Injuries have cost him. However, I think there's definitely a top player in there. Ola Aina now, there was that season, Ola Aina was fantastic. Had a bit of inconsistency. Maybe that's been, due to injury. However, I think this season, there's another big season coming for him. I think technically, in terms of, as a right back, he's very, very good. 1v1, he's a very strong defender. Probably doesn't get us forward as much. However, for Glasner, I think he's going to be a very key component of that back four. He's got experience. And again, I'm going to put him though in B tier. Now this is the one we've been waiting for. Achraf Hakimi. Achraf Hakimi for me straight in S tier. If you're talking about right backs, he is the best in the world. There's no denying that in my opinion. He's got the trophy cabinet. He's got the quality. As a right back, he's ridiculous. I think obviously playing in that PSG team helps him. However, I just think defensively very, very good, very aware. He's a leader. Can put a cross into the box, can score a goal up and down the pitch, consistency, that energy that he has. Like I've watched games of PSG and Morocco where I've seen Hakimi on the left wing putting cross into the box, Hakimi at striker scoring goals. I mean, if you just want to see one goal from Hakimi, just look at the tapping he scored in the Champions League final. He had no right to be in that position. As a right back, what are you doing there? The goal that he scored against Villa as well, he scored big goals. He's a big player for PSG, got that pace, got the quality. I just think he's a very, very good right back, and he's proven it over many years for Morocco and definitely PSG. Daniel Munoz. I think Munoz, obviously under Glasner, he's playing more in the right wing back position. I don't think we've actually seen him in a right back position. It'd be interesting to see how he does playing in the back four with obviously Crystal Palace's new manager. I'm assuming he does play that. But I think he's a very good right back. Last season was very impressive for him. Secured me some big FPL points. So I'm going to put him in A tier. I think he's, again, very, very sort of attack minded, which again was wanted and was needed from him in that Glasner system. There wasn't much sort of emphasis on him to defend. Obviously, he did get back, but having Lacroix, Guehi, Richards there was more that license to go forward, and I think he excelled at that very, very well. And you can see when Palace didn't have him in their team, they did massively struggle. So for me, A tier right back. Now, Jules Koundé didn't have the greatest season for Barcelona last season. I think he's a very good player. I remember early days in his career when he was a centre-back, got moved over to right-back. I think he's a decent player, don't get me wrong. I think, for Barca, he's a starting right-back. He's defensively sharp, doesn't get us forward as much. So I just think he's B tier, to be honest with you. Konrad Laimer, now again, Bayern have quite a few sort of alternating right-backs. Sometimes it's him, sometimes it's Kimmich, sometimes there's other players there. But I've gone for Laimer as the Bayern Munich one. Listen, he's obviously naturally a midfielder, but again, for the job that he's done in the full-back position for Bayern Munich, really quite impressive. I don't think he's an A tier right-back. So based on that, I'm going to put him in B. Denzel Dumfries, again, at times he's played more in the right wing-back position. Obviously at the World Cup, we've seen him play right-back. Very, very good, He's got power, he's got pace, can score a goal. Defensively very sharp, very physical. I think if you're looking at terms of this move to Madrid, it's a big move for him. Whether he starts when he's on the bench, I do certainly think at the age that he's at, he wouldn't go to Madrid to be on the bench. And there obviously is some conversation to be had around Trent's future, which we'll talk about in a moment. But that's a big move for him. He's 30 years of age. I think he probably will do well there with the experience that he has. But in terms of quality of right back, I'm ranking among these. He is B tier. Trent Alexander-Arnold, now at Liverpool he was unbelievable for the 7 seasons I believe he was there, multiple cups, multiple trophies, transformed the right back game, the passing, technically I think he's the best right back out there, the passing, the crossing, everything very, very good. Yes, you can argue defensively he's a bit weak, and that may be something why he's not starting for Real Madrid, I don't know. However, I do think there definitely is ability there, and I think what he does have is that quality that no other right back I think can possess. Madrid, his first season there, you could argue hasn't been the greatest or wasn't the greatest, but I do sort of am worried about the defensive ability. But in terms of his right back goals, for me he's up there with one of the very best. So I'm gonna have to put him in A tier. I know he's had a bad season where his defensive ability is not great, but what Trent can offer, I don't think many other right backs can offer, bar Reece James and Hakimi, which is why I put those two above him. Tino Livramento, now I really do like Livramento. Again, similar to Reece James in terms of injuries have just absolutely just swindled him, to be honest with you. Whenever I watch Livramento play, whether that was at Southampton early on in his career and at Newcastle, very, very good play. He's not the sort of loudest character, but he does his job very, very well. He's strong, he's physical, can get forward. I think if you look at Newcastle right now, they're losing a lot of players. I don't think Livramento would be one of those that they want to lose. It's sad that he's got the injury issues, because I think he'd be a starting player definitely for Newcastle and could potentially be the next right back for England. However, injuries are creeping up with him, but we're not taking injuries into account here. In terms of quality, I think he's A tier. I think he's very, very good as a right back. And again, Newcastle losing Gordon, probably Gimenez. They've already lost Tonali, they've lost Isak. They definitely don't want to be losing him this summer, and they've obviously lost their manager as well. So we'll have to wait and see, but I can very easily see Livramento playing for a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, a Man City, a Man United, that level of club, because I think he is really, really good. I think he is still quite young, 23, 24. So yeah, I think he's a decent player. Now, Matheus Nunes, obviously he has been, again, in the last few seasons, transformed from a midfielder into a right back. Whenever I watch him for City, he's not horrific in terms of being a very, very poor right back. He's strong defensively, very good forward, and I think having that sort of experience playing as a midfielder has helped him in the right back position. When I first started seeing him at right back, I just thought he's going to be a temporary thing. City have injuries there. They can't really have, Walker, I think at the time was phased in and out of the team. Rico Lewis injury issues. I just thought he was going to play there, but Pep actually moulded him into right back, and he actually did sort of become a very good right back. In terms of where do I rank him above these though, I'm probably going to put him in B tier. I think you're looking at sort of the players here. I don't think he's as good as the others. I'm quite surprised. He is the City right back. You look at the rest of their squad, probably have the best sort of players in every position. I think they can definitely improve the right back. I mean, you look at some of the right backs they've had over the years: Cancelo, Walker, two very, very good players. They've also had Danilo. I just never would have thought Nunes would have been there. But again, yeah, he's B tier for me. Jurrien Timber now, again, last season did have the injuries. However, when he got into the Arsenal team, he was transformative in my opinion for that right back position. I know a lot of people say Ben White's probably the better right back just because he has a better connection with Saka. However, the quality in terms of that he has is unbelievable, and I think maybe if he would have started the game for Arsenal in the Champions League, it might have been different. But yeah, really, really strong player. Again, started as a centre back, moved into a right back. However, he's strong, he's aggressive, can get forward. Yeah, I think he's an A tier right back in my opinion. And then Diego Dallo. Listen, as a United fan, obviously wearing the shirt, I'm gonna be unbiased as I can with Dallo. I like Dallo. I think he's got good qualities. I think he can go forward. Sometimes you can say inconsistent, but if we're gonna be realistic, he's going to have to go in B tier. I don't think he's the greatest right back in the world, has his flaws. There was that time where he was competing with Wan-Bissaka for the position at right back, and I think with Dallo, he's probably going to start many games for United next season. I don't deny that, but I definitely think United can be looking at a few right backs to bring in, over the next coming years, whether that be one of those from this list or someone else. The one that I would like to sign, going on a bit of a tangent, I think obviously not many of them are realistic. I think Munoz would be good. I think Porro would be good. Obviously, you're not going to get Hakimi. But listen, let me know your thoughts in the comments and all the right backs. Who do you think the best in the world? Do you agree, disagree? Some of my opinions, as you probably will. But I think a lot of people probably agree with Hakimi being an S. I think that one's really quite obvious. I think he's the best right back by a mile. Again, some people may disagree with how low I've put Dumfries and potentially Jules Koundé. But I think a lot of people can agree there. Frimpong, again, could be a bit controversial, but I just don't think he's a right back. So, this is a right back tier list. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe.